I mean, I've had this problem before where I, for example, felt terrible about something and I tried to solve a problem and I forgot to apologise to the people around me. They were getting angry at me and in the end I had a huge fucking blow up and storm off. Luckily for me, they're two of my best friends. But it's that first impression thing. So I'm terrible at first impressions. That's why I'm about to go and completely fuck up everything when you go from.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I'm scared. I'm slightly drunk.
No.
This wine.
The thing about first impressions with you is that
I fuck it up.
I
usually fuck it up.
No, but you don't. Don't go into it thinking you will.
No, I'm not.
But I think it goes to the people that care about you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna brief my friends about you.
Yeah.
He's like this, but he doesn't mean it, and he's not a nice person. Just give him a chance, and that's what I did when you first met my wife. I was just like,
fucking great.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? He's a good guy, but this is what it's about him. He's gonna
say something dumb.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
He's not gonna mean it. He's gonna be mortified when he finds out.
He's gonna push some boundaries. He's gonna say some stuff. He doesn't mean it. This is just his personality. I gave her that brief, and then he did immediately do it straight away.
Oh, absolutely.
Within the first minute.
What did I say?
What did you say?
You told her your life story in the first minute of meeting her.
I was going through a lot.
Like literally, you just met her and you just told her everything, and she's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh,
yeah, we're very intense on first.
Yeah.
First dates are a nightmare.
Yeah, so I told her that, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, Marlon, you're right. Yeah, but he's a good guy."
It's the person behind the anxiety and things like that.
But can you imagine if I just like, "Oh, this is Les," and just didn't say anything, and she's like, "Fuck."
It's all at once. That's the thing. It's like you get hit with that tidal wave.
I warned her. She knew what to expect, and I think if you care about somebody and you're like, if I was introducing you to anybody, I'd be like, you know what, this is how Les is, and this is what he does. And that's how he's gonna be. Don't be shocked. And I think that's what you should do. Like if you have somebody around you that has an interesting personality, just brief people. Don't give you a warning.
Yeah.
And that's what your missus should be doing.
I got called liability Les from 3 different groups, like completely separate as well. Like I got a reputation on the skiing thing as being like. To be fair, I did stab a guy in the chest with a ski pole. It was an accident. I was coming over a jump and he was just there. The guy in front of me was too slow and slowed down before. And I was like, shit, what do I do? So I jumped to the side, and this guy who happened to be the social secretary, god damn it, he was stood there he'd only just met me, and he was like, hello, and I was like, hi, flying over him, and I was like, shit, what do I do? And I just stabbed him in the chest because I was trying to find some balance. I'm mid-air, trying to find balance, stabbed the guy in the chest. Yeah, but I mean, first impressions, how do you find them?
I think I'm a bit like Marmite because I just go out there and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna be really friendly, I'm gonna be really I'm gonna ask about you. But I don't know. But I'm gonna be really. Oh wait.
Go on.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna be really myself because I want people to like me and go out there. But I think I actually realise I know if people don't. I think I can sense it if people find me too much. But then I dismiss them. I'm like, you know what? If you can't deal with this energy, you're not worth it.
Then it's how much time you're gonna have to spend making them come to.
Oh, exactly. And I don't really There is a part that makes you want to people please, but then you've also, it's kind of like the growth in you that you've got to realise that this is who you are, if you can't take it, whatever. But I think a lot of people do remember me in the sense that oh, that's Willow, she did something.
Everyone knows my name, I don't know theirs.
Yeah, but it's just you do come across as a bit mental, but people either decide they like that or they don't, and then it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's interesting though. Really, if you have somebody that's in your group that has an interesting personality, you have interesting stories to tell about that person. So it does make it interesting. If everybody's like me, just laid back and just it's boring. It's
But it's like everyone's, and it's just celebrating everyone's differences, isn't it? And just realising.
I think every group on a night out need that person that's
you need the one who's a bit But the thing is, I'm the guy who will absolutely 100% look after everyone, get everyone home, except for you because you're too big to fit in a cab. Oh god, that was horrible. But yeah, no, I mean, it's one of the things though that going back to what you were saying before I forget it is that it's that whole projection thing that we were talking about before. But do you find that you bounce your entire personality and give them everything and see what they react to, and then take what they take, kind of it's like throwing a net instead of throwing a fishing line. Yeah, no,
I see that in the way that you can put yourself a lot out there, and then if you get nothing back, you're like, oh shit, and I'm like, oh fuck, and then I'm and then but then I just I leave at that point because I'm like, no, I've just fucked that up, but it's fine. But I actually I think it's coming to accepting who you are. It's it doesn't matter actually. So I don't think I say anything that outrageous, but I will just crack a few jokes. If it doesn't work, it's okay, you're not my type of person. But you can just.
Is it weird that I find people who are kind of secret, who are publicly I find myself with a lot of people who I've fallen in love with, or have fallen in love with in the past. they've always been quite quiet, quite private people. I think one of my ex-girlfriends was so private that, you know, she didn't even tell me anything. You know, like, I mean, I found out 2 years in that turned out I was dating somebody completely different. But, you know, yeah.
I think...
But anyway, the point is, though, that, sorry.
Go ahead.
Is that, you know, I find myself attracted to people who are the opposite to me a little.
Yeah, I mean, well, Tim's quite opposite to me. Like, you know,
he's
Tim,
quite
like,
straightforward, straight-laced
engineer. He's like, and he's like...
Everyone likes him.
he is mental, like, under the surface, but, like, initially, like, if you met him, he'd be, like, very, like... just very laid back, and it's quite interesting. I think, like, obviously, it's basically relationships, isn't it? You find opposites, whatever, and like, you did. You literally did fight him.
Well,
and then you have like a push-up contest and stuff like that.
Why did we do that?
Tim's always up for a scrap.
Yeah, but like, I think I beat all of Andy's mates up once because they were trying to throw him in a bin.
Oh no, I don't think I
was a bit older. I was like, he was in year 11. All of a sudden, so Andy was really little. My brother Andy, he was really little. Until he was about 18, and then, but when he was about 17, he was the smallest in his year, which is ironic because he's now 6'4", but or 6'3", I don't know, who cares? Andy cares, but apparently everyone on Hinge cares because height's the thing.
Oh yeah, that is a thing.
That is such a thing.
So
stupid. I put that I was 6'6" on my. This is back in Tinder.
Many eons ago.
Yeah, because I've been cuffed up since before Hinge. Yeah, I've been locked down, handcuffed before Hinge was around. So I'm talking about Tinder days. But yeah, as soon as I put that I was 6'6", I start getting all these messages. Like,
I'm gonna put that.
Love eyes and stuff like that. Yeah.
The girl that I'm seeing at the moment, she's legally a midget. She's 4'9", I think, and she put on her thing that she was 5 foot, and she comes up to my nipples. She's tiny, but. Like, why do people... I was like, she was in heels, and she was still unable to get over the bar. It was so cute. But yeah, anyway, height is weird how everyone's into that. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had kids in this one, though, they're going to be midgets. Like, I think she's legally a midget. Anyway, whatever. Sorry, I was talking too much. Go on. I've had a few.
So before we, like, wrap up on this episode, I just want to think, what would you have changed in your growing up, like, to deal with your ADHD? What do you think the education system could have done for you? What do you think your parents could have done for you? What do you think your friends could have done for you? Let's start with the education system. What do you think they could have done for you growing up?
Well, in terms of education system, because most of the studies about ADHD have been on men, as I said it earlier, it's just like teachers don't really look out for it in girls. So I think maybe a changing of shift on there for them to be aware of both things would be great.
On that one, though, a societal change maybe, because I think the attitude that you described before was that because you're a girl, this is the most YouTube thing we're ever going to do.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed our video. Please do like and subscribe.